Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are getting into something fundamental, the very operating system you use for your crypto. We're going to have a showdown between two really specialized systems. One is basically a shield for investors, and the other, it's more like a scalpel for developers. Let's get right into it. So let's kick things off with a pretty serious question. You spend all this time thinking about your hardware wallet, your seed phrases, all of that, but what about the very foundation it all runs on? I mean, your OS could be the unlocked backdoor you never even thought to check.
So, here we are, the Crypto OS Showdown. We're putting two specialized Linux-based operating systems in the ring. But here's the twist. They're built to solve completely different problems for completely different people.
In one corner, you've got Cryptocurrency OS. Its whole mission is simplicity, making secure self-custody something that anyone can do. And in the other corner, we have ZIION Linux. This thing is a total powerhouse, built from the ground up for security pros and blockchain developers. Two very different contenders, two very different missions.
To really get what makes these two tick, we've got to look past the feature list and into their core philosophies. It's about two fundamentally different ways of thinking about crypto security. We're calling it the shield versus the scalpel.
Okay, so Cryptocurrency OS was actually born out of a total disaster, the collapse of the Quadriga CX exchange. Its whole reason for being was to answer one question: how do you make it dead simple for a regular, non-techie person to safely move their crypto off an exchange and into their own control? It is, in every sense, a protective shield.
ZIION Linux, on the other hand, couldn't be more different. It comes from the cybersecurity firm Hellborn, and it is not a shield. It's a surgical tool, a scalpel. It is packed with over 100 tools designed to let developers and security experts dissect, test, and harden blockchain applications before they're out in the wild.
So you've got the shield, you've got the scalpel. Pretty cool ideas, right? But how does that actually play out in the real world? Well, let's put them head to head and look at what really matters: security, performance, and the tools they actually give you.
And right here, this slide just nails the core difference between them. Cryptocurrency OS is all about reactive protection. It's building walls to stop an attack that's happening. ZIION is all about proactive detection. It's about finding the cracks in the wall before anyone else even knows they're there.
The security model for Cryptocurrency OS is actually really clever. It works by isolating every single wallet into its own separate user account. Think of it like putting all your valuables in different safes. If a thief or malware cracks one safe, the others are still locked down. The damage is contained.
ZIION's approach is a whole different ballgame. It's an entire arsenal for hunting bugs. It has tools that are like automated code detectives spotting common vulnerabilities. It has others that just aggressively attack smart contracts, a process called fuzzing, to see where they break. This whole thing is designed to find those critical, money-draining flaws before deployment.
Now this is really interesting. This chart is about crypto mining, but it shows a powerful principle. The stability you get from a specialized Linux system is just off the charts. We are talking reports of 96% less downtime. Look at that, running for more than 25 days straight, versus maybe a week on Windows. That kind of stability is a massive, and honestly, an often overlooked advantage.
You know, the hardware requirements tell you everything you need to know, don't they? Cryptocurrency OS is built to be accessible. It runs fine on a normal machine with just 4 gigs of RAM. ZIION, though, it's a beast. It demands a professional workstation, 16 gigs of RAM, a multi-core CPU. It needs all that power to run its own local blockchains and all those complex security tests. So this all brings us to the most important question. Which one of these tools is actually the right one for you? And really, it all comes down to what your role is in the crypto world.
The crypto space is huge and diverse. So let's break this down and give some recommendations for a few of the key players.
Okay, so if you're mainly holding and trading, Cryptocurrency OS is basically built to solve your biggest security headaches. Because all the wallets are pre-installed and everything is isolated, you're not downloading shady software or using the same browser for your exchange account that you use for everything else. It's just a much safer sandbox. Now for the builders out there, if you are a developer, ZIION is an absolute productivity machine. Users say it can save them 2 to 3 hours of setup time every single day. Instead of messing around configuring dozens of tools for different blockchains, you get this one environment where everything just works right out of the box.
And let's talk about the return on investment here. A professional smart contract audit can easily cost over $100,000. By using ZIION's built-in tools to find and fix bugs early on, teams can slash those external audit costs. That is a huge financial win.
We also have to be realistic about big enterprise companies. Neither of these is a solution you just plug and play in a huge corporation. But ZIION serves a really critical role. It becomes the perfect, dedicated, secure lab for security teams to really stress test their blockchain applications.
All right, so let's look ahead. What does the future hold for these specialized systems? And what does their existence tell us about where the whole crypto market is going?
So what's the final verdict? Well, for individual users, Cryptocurrency OS is your shield. It makes security simple. Just be sure to check that it's being actively maintained. For developers, ZIION is the ultimate scalpel, an incredible toolkit as long as you've got the hardware to run it. And for enterprises, ZIION is in your main OS, but it's an absolutely essential lab for security testing.
And that brings us to a final, bigger thought. The fact that these two extremely different, highly specialized systems exist at all, it kind of suggests that the one-size-fits-all approach to security is over. In a crypto world this complex, maybe the only real path forward is to find the absolute perfect, specialized tool for your specific job. What do you think?